So, we're finally talking grass geckos, huh, Beard? Yes, indeed, everyone. What is their deal, and how do we farm them? That is something folk ask me all the time. But both of those questions are honestly easily answered, as really just a little use of our brain noggin can go a very, very long way. So, let's get to it. Grass geckos have a chance to spawn within a few different biomes, actually, from the stony plains of the Rocky Lands to the hot and dry sands of the desert, but the Dragonfly Desert, mind you, not the Oasis, and even the Mosaic biome, aka the one with the rock den and all the crazy turf all about. But in my experience, though, it is unfortunately very common to even have none spawn anywhere at all. That being said, though, they can spawn in multiple little herds, and thankfully, they spawn in massive numbers. And in the end, we can even make our own, but more on that shortly. Cause as for the geckos themselves, they are skittish beasts, which only exist to provide us a single piece of cut grass per spook. And if you didn't know or haven't noticed, it is actually their tail that we're scaring off, which is kind of funny, but don't fret, they will grow that back in but 2 days' time. Dead geckos means bupkis or potentially 1 to 2 pieces of grass, while they will always drop a chunk of leafy meat, a food that we've never actually discussed before. But do not hold your breath, because you're not missing much. Raw, they restore the whopping 0 health, 12.5 hunger, and will knock you for 15 sanity each munch. While cooked, they give the whopping 1 health, 18.75 hunger, and 0 sanity. So, it is honestly best to use the meat item to befriend pigmen, make aids with the cage bird, or just overall forget them completely, because there is no harm there. And besides, it's not like you're really going to have a lot of leafy meat lying around all the time. Now, onto the somewhat technical side of such a small mob. Grass geckos have a 1% chance to spawn from the player harvesting grass tufts, which means picking and even digging them up while out and about. However, even relocated grass has a surprise for us. That is, in about 25 or more days, however, as relocated grass can also see the spawning of a small group of geckos, but only once it has been replanted for 25 or so days. And this is but one of the ways that we can work to make our own grass gecko farms. And the entire background process is called morph delay, as you can see here. And no, you are not reading that wrong. That is actually over 3 hours of real time before it is time for a potential grass gecko to come from grass tufts. But here it is in action many, many days later. Grass geckos will spawn, displace the actual grass tufts themselves on occasion, and then are just ready to be abused. However, if you're either lazy or really do not wish to wait that dang long, then simply just build a pen near your already world-generated geckos. Then, delicately run them into it without any hair pulling, I assure you, but honestly this is probably one of the worst things to do in the entire game, so you might actually have to resort to some pretty drastic measures, but that is about it. Once you get them in there, you can startle them all, pick your grass, and then come back in 2 days to do it again. But come on now. This is Don't Starve we're talking about, so we could just get crazy with it and go beyond. Cause grass geckos do not like the company of many different mobs in this game, even Jester for crying out loud. So we can leave them in the pen and they will do the scaring for us pretty much constantly, which is magnificent. But I gotta add something here, and it's kind of something we've never talked about but I have always felt. First of all, not everything in this game needs to be a farm of any sort. And to build on that, not every farm needs to be egregiously and amazingly efficient. Just play your way, everyone. Even this entire video probably shouldn't matter to the majority of us. But before we wrap up, I should give you the general concept for making your own farms down the line or just far away from said natural geckos. Have a grass area, set up at least 5 pitchfork tiles away from a pen. Pick the grass in hopes of spawning grass geckos eventually, of course, and then just run them down the length that you see here into your pen, and voila, you have a player-created grass gecko farm. And there really isn't any room for variety here. What you see throughout this video is really the only ways to go about it, which just adds to my last comment there. But there you have it, everyone. A quick bit on grass geckos and how even a small, almost insignificant mob could be utilized to their fullest potential to aid our survival if we choose to. But honestly though, I'd maybe even still prefer just to leave them out of pens and just revisit them now and then, or just stick to picking my own grass myself. However, I do understand that of course grass grows slower than the actual grass gecko tails, so if you do wish to take advantage of that, then I guess be my guest. But, play your way, everyone. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.